Shalom. We give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. We give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and shalom to the elect that's pushing out this word throughout the four corners of the globe in sincerity and in truth for the edification of the house of Dawadah. This is why we do these lessons. Shalom to you. Hope you're in good spirits. Yahweh be in the Heavenly Father's name, in the ancient Lashawan Kodash, Yahweh, Yah meaning he, Hawa to be. Yahweh Shai is his only begotten son who died on the cross. Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Yah meaning he, Hawa Shai meaning to be the deliverer, to be the savior. He to be the savior, he to be the deliverer. These are their names in the ancient Lashawan Kodash. And we start off with these names because everything stems through them. Let's get straight to the scripture. This is the book of Proverbs, Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. When you see Lord in all caps, the word or the Hebrew word is Yahweh, as we have explained earlier. It said the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh as the river of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. The king's heart is not in his own hands. It's in the heart of Yahweh, meaning he would guide him and show him and change his course and make it what the Lord wants his will to be. And this is what we must understand, that there's two types of counsels. There's a counsel of righteousness and a counsel of wickedness or evil. So the heart of the king can sway either way depending on what Yahweh wants done, what his will to be done. So we're going to get into this king. The king in 2 Chronicles named Rehoboam. Second Chronicles 10:1. It says, and Rehoboam went to Shechem, for to Shechem were all Israel come to make him king. All Israel was to make him king in Shechem. All Israel. And it came to pass, this is after King Solomon had died, and it came to pass when Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who was in Egypt, whither he had fled from the presence of Solomon the king, heard it, that Jeroboam returned out of Egypt. And they sent and called him. So Jeroboam and all Israel came and spake to Rehoboam, saying, thy father made our yoke grievous. Now therefore ease thou somewhat the grievous servitude of thy father and his heavy yoke that he put on us, and we will serve thee. And he said unto them, come again unto me after 3 days. And the people departed. And King Rehoboam took counsel of the old men that had stood before Solomon his father while he yet lived, saying, what counsel give ye me to return answer to this people? So Rehoboam asked the old men, the old counselors that was with Solomon, what should I say to the people? And they spake unto him, saying, if thou be kind to this people, and please them, and speak good words to them, they will be thy servants forever. Why would you want this to be? Speak kind, deal with them unharshly, and they will be your servants forever. But he forsook the counsel which the old man gave him, and he took counsel with the young men that were brought up with him that stood before him. And he said unto them, what advice give ye that we may return answer to this people? which have spoken to me, saying, Ease somewhat the yoke that thy father did put upon us. And the young men that were brought up with him spake unto him, saying, Thus shall thou answer the people that spake unto thee, saying, Thy father made our yoke heavy, but make thou it somewhat lighter for us. Thus shalt thou say unto them, My little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins. For whereas my father put a heavy yoke upon you, I will put more to your yoke. My father chastened you with whips, but I will chasten you or chastise you with scorpions. So the young men, who his young counselor, was saying, put more burdens on the people. Well, that's the opposite of what the old men had counseled Rehoboam, to make the yoke lighter, and they would be your people and serve you forever. But the young men, right, his peers, his cohorts, the ones he was raised with, his own age, said, nah, put more heavy yokes on them. So, again, the king's heart, right, is in the hands of the Lord. This had to happen this way, because when we read about the future kingdom, it was split because of this. Jeroboam took his people, Rehoboam had his people. So Jeroboam, verse 12, and all the people came to Rehoboam on the third day as the king bade, saying, Come again to me on the third day. And the king answered them roughly. And King Rehoboam forsook the counsel of the old men and answered them after the advice of the young men, saying, My father made your yoke heavy, and I will add thereto. My father chastened you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. So the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was of Yahweh. It was of God, that Yahweh might perform his word, right? The king's heart, right, is in the hands of the Lord, which he spake by the hand of Ahijah and the Shilonite to Jeroboam the son of Nebat. And when all Israel saw that the king would not hearken unto them, the people answered the king, saying, What portion have we in David? And we have none inheritance in the son of Jesse. Every man to your tents, O Israel, and now David, see thy own house. So all Israel went to their tents. But as for the children of Israel that dwelt in the cities of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them. Meaning, what had happened, that was the split. We're going to go to our side, Israel, the northern kingdom, right? We're going to follow Jeroboam, and the southern kingdom, and whoever was with David, or the house of David, Rehoboam, stayed with him. This was the split. Then King Rehoboam sent Hadoram, that was over the tribute, and the children of Israel stoned him with stones that he died. But King Rehoboam made speed to get him up to his chariot to flee to Jerusalem. And Israel rebelled against the house of David unto this day. Unto this very day, you have Israel and David, the house of David, the southern kingdom. You could say Judah, are beefing to this day because of the harsh burdens or the spiritual split or splitting of the house of Israel, right? The whole house by the Lord. This had to happen. And he used the king, just like Proverbs said, he used the king to do his will. So when you seek counsel from your own peers, is it righteous? Yeah, it's righteous. This is the way the Lord wanted it. Should you listen to the old men? If the Lord don't want you to listen to that old man, he will put the spirit on you to stop you from listening to good advice and have you listen to advice that will hurt the house. Because it's his will, it's the Lord's will, and that's the bottom line. Rehoboam may have acted foolishly, but it was the will of Yahweh. Let's read this, 1 Kings. 1 Kings, the 12th chapter, 21st verse. It says, when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Judah with the tribe of Benjamin, 180,000 chosen men, which were warriors to fight against the house of Israel, to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam, the son of Solomon. Wait a minute. Now in Rehoboam's mind, he's going to fight the ones that split off from him, the northern tribe or Israel, right? He was going to fight to bring them back. Wait a minute, you don't fight anybody to bring you back to you. That's going to cause more of a split. But the word of God, or the word of Yahweh, came unto Shemaiah, the man of Yahweh, saying, speak unto Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, king of Judah, and all the house of Judah and Benjamin, and to the remnant of the people, right, all that was with Rehoboam, thus saith Yahweh, you shall not go up nor fight against your brethren, the children of Israel. Don't do that. Where you get that from? For this thing is from me. This split, this splitting of the whole house of Israel is from me. This is what it's saying. It says it right here in the text. The mind of the king, or the heart of the king, is in the hand of the Lord. They hearken therefore to the word of the Lord and return to depart according to the word of Yahweh. And this is the whole point. You have to obey what the Lord's will is. You can't go against it. You can't change it. You can't say, oh, I made a mistake. No. The Lord had you do what he did to you. You did it. And now you have to live by it. You know the bed you made, now you got to lie in it. This is what's happening in men, that they chart their course, right? Yahweh said, that's not going to be that way. It's going to be this way. Because man think he's in control of something. Man believed that he controls his own destiny. No, your destiny depends on what the scripts say. It says here, again, we'll read it to you. 1 Kings 12 and 24, thus saith Yahweh, this is the Lord speaking, through the prophet, right? Through the prophet, Shemaiah, right? It says, thus saith Yahweh, you shall not go up nor fight against your brethren to the children of Israel. Return every man to his house, for this thing is from me. This thing is from me. You see? So you can't change the course of the river, because the river is not in your hand to change the course of. But there's a reunion. And it's not your doing. It's the Lord's doing. Further down the line, further in history, like we're in today, that now the Lord, right, is bringing the whole house back together again. Ezekiel 37 prophesied about this coming back together. Not man's doing, but it's the Lord's doing. You had to receive this punishment. Salat. You had to receive this breaking up. And what's even better is the marriage, the coming back together. Let's read this. Ezekiel 37:15. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write it upon for Judah, and for the children of Israel his companions, everyone that's with Judah. Same with like Rehoboam. Right? Then take another stick and write it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions, the northern tribe. Southern tribe a stick, northern tribe a stick. Rehoboam, Jeroboam. And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thy hand. And when the children of the people shall speak upon these, or speak unto thee, saying, Wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these two, or these things, or these? Yes, the prophet is now going to break it down to the people. What does it mean by Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, the two houses coming back together? It means trouble for the other nations. That's what it means. It means rulership. That means one. That means God, Yahweh, right? And we're going to say by Hashem Yahweh Shai, is now with us together. The general is back in front of our people, guiding, ruling, making the rivers and the courses for us to travel on. Verse 19 says, Say unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and I will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in my hand. Not this king, not that king, but one in Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai hand. And the sticks whereunto thou writest shall be in thy hand before their eyes. We're going to see the two tribes or the two houses come back together again. And say unto them, Thus saith Yahweh power, Behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen. I'm taking the children of Israel from among the heathen or the other nations, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land, not join with anyone else. He's going to separate the children of Israel wherever they may be and bring them to their land, Israel, Jerusalem, the city of peace. Verse 22, And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all. This king is Yahweh Shai, the only king that could rule this people in righteousness. And they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all. No burdens added onto the others by the others. No more less. No more trying to get out of situations, lighten loads. No, we're going to be one under the guise of the king. Not just any king that could say, well, we're going to put more burdens like scorpions onto you. No, we're going to have righteous judging king. A righteous judging king. Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols or ideas or their thoughts and ways, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions. No more of that, putting burdens on people. One people have a counsel of this way, one people have a counsel of this way. Old men telling you one thing, young men of your peers telling you, there's no more of that. It's going to be done in righteousness, in truth. No unbalanced ways in our kingdom, the kingdom of heaven. It says, but I will save them, talking about Israel, out of all their dwelling places wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. Not everyone, not God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten. He only gave his only begotten son to Israel to cleanse them. So they be my people, and I will be their God or their power, their judge. Not no one else. Not when no one else joined unto them. Not no one else of another nation being saved and cleansed. It don't say that. The text says that I will save them, talking about the house of Israel, the two sticks that became one, and I will save them out of their dwelling places or wherever I sent them. Because the things was all of this was of the Lord's doing. Where they have sinned or transgressed the law against me, against the law, and I will cleanse them, and they will be my people, and I will be their judge, their power, their God, their deliverer. This is what it's saying. This is what the text is breaking down. No more two, one. Get this last scripture. Got to get it. Deuteronomy 6:4. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh, our judge, our power, is one to be. One that is. One. Give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors to the elders. Shalom.